Yeah, Ken is always early. Well, I got to do some stuff. That's a little bit why I'm early. I like looking at my camera, seeing what you see, all that good stuff. So, but nah, there was I guess like yesterday there was only like 5 people here. Now I know why. They've got that throw tournament thing, and so I was watching that, because it was 7 o'clock. And mine's at 8. Oh, John's always late. Gaming TV, man. Always late. He's never on time, and I'm always early. I don't know what's worse, because I know me being early, I catch people off guard. But hell, after all these episodes, crap. You ought to know I'm going to be early. So, hello, Scott. Hello, California Craps, man. Hello, Josh. Yeah, I'm early, and I know we got shit. Not, I guess it's a tournament, whatever the fuck they got over there at Gaming TV. But anyway, I got to shuffling stuff anyway. That's why I came in early. So y'all just bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves. Like yesterday, we only had 5 guys, so everybody's over watching that tournament or whatever, toss tournament or whatever it is. But I don't care. I don't care. We go live just to show people when they watch the feed later, to show them there was no bullshit, buddy. That's why I go live anyway, so I thought I'd bring out my little machine. I forgot what I paid for it, but I figured, what the hell? We go ahead and use it. Sometimes it works pretty good. Sometimes not worth the crap. All right. Something like that. All right, get this out of the way. So there's our shuffled 6 decks. Now I had a fella the other day. I was running blackjack the other day, or I'm sorry. I was running baccarat the other day. He goes, because I burned like 3 cards. I don't give a shit. I don't care about legalities, as you guys that watch me know. And he goes, oh, that's not how you do it. Like, you gotta, whatever card, if it's a 10 or a 9 or an 8, you gotta burn that many cards. Man, I'm not in a casino. I'm just gonna show you everything's legit. That's it. So anyway, welcome to Ken Knows Gambling. It's about 7:57. That's about right. This is Wednesday, the 1st of February, and this is session number 19. We're going for 20 in a row. I have no doubt that we'll get there. And then after tomorrow, I don't know. I won't do lives anymore because I figured it'll be just a rinse and repeat. I'm just teaching you how to gamble for a living. That's all. Things you have to think about, whatnot. And then when I come up with something else worthwhile, I'll do it. And if it takes me a month to come up with something worthwhile, then it takes me a month. But I've enjoyed this. And I don't know how I'm going to end it tomorrow, but, I want to start, after this series, I want to just start having fun. All my teaching, I've done it. I'm now doing the whole series, if you want to be a gambler? Okay, here's that whole series with the how-tos and wherefores and what you got to do, why you got to do it. And then I've got 170, 80 videos on how you do other things. So if you want to learn things, you go back through the library. But I was talking to Dylan today over there at Skill and Luck. And, we're going to start coming up with our heads. I want to start having fun now. There's a lot of teaching channels out there. John over there at Pro Craps is getting that Casino Network TV going, and Jeff over at Mid Atlantic and Big AZ. You got a lot of that going on. And I'm not saying they don't have fun doing what they do. Hell, like right now, looks like I've only got, you three people, and that's it. So, it says 3 waiting. Why are they waiting instead of watching? Can you guys see me? Can you guys not see me? You can't see me. Why is it showing 3 waiting? But you just heard that fucking 5-minute worth of talk, right? Somebody said, yeah, I heard you. Okay, well, I'm not sure why it said 3 waiting instead of 3 watching, but nonetheless, oh well. So anyway, let me go back up here. So California, we're gonna do the back rack like I told you. What we're gonna do, and so you show 11 watching. I'm on my computer, man. It says 3 waiting, whatever the hell that means. So show 12. All right, well, cool. Well, hello, Rick and Paul. Let's see what you tell me. You've used my blackjack strategies with the Wizard of Odds and went 8 deep, but still have not lost 8. Well, when you use a computer, a lot of people have asked me about that 9-step blackjack martingale. Man, I mean, if you trust the computer, fine. But when I was on Bovada, and if you read all the fine print, now I use them for sports betting because they can't do shit to me. I mean, it's either I win or lose. But they got a lot of legal disclaimers. And if you want to, just for fun, go to Bovado or go to Bet Any Sport, go to these things. And when you really get into the legalities of it, it will say in there, if it notices that you're betting differently, like say you were a card counter or whatever. If it notices you're betting different than your normal, it has the right to change the way that computer works. Go read it. It's there. So I'm not a fan of playing on a computer for casino. Now, I'm glad you have, you've not been beat, but you've been to 8 a couple times. 8 is really abnormal. But on a computer, I just freaking don't trust them, man. I just don't. Back not too long ago, probably 15 years. I don't know if it was Poker Star Network or one of them poker sites. They got them caught cheating because they had shills there that could see everybody's hand. It still just reminds me of the first page of the book Godfather. Behind every successful business, there is a crime. So I only really like live. Now I had, who was it? Was it Josh? Were you the one to tell me, you sent me some links. One of you guys sent me some links. I haven't watched them yet, by the way. But one of the things I'm thinking about, because it was a good idea, is being able maybe to share my computer where I'm playing maybe a live dealer, not with real money because I don't have 50 grand, okay? But I used to, but I don't anymore. Something like that. Anyway, whatever. I'm rambling. So anyway, let's see here. AZ crab shooters. Yeah, they changed it. I'm telling you. So you got 8 steps twice on the same shoe. See? If you're gonna, you just can't do it on computer. You can't. I'm just telling you, do what you want. but I don't trust them. And even in their disclaimers, they tell you they can change it if they notice what you're doing. Well, buddy, if they notice how you're betting and can change, predicated on how you bet, that's cheating, motherfuckers. That's cheating. So, brick and mortars, baby. Brick and mortars. I'm telling, unless you're going sports, then it's fine. They're fine. So anyway. So what are we doing? We're doing Baccarat today for the California Craps Club. And we're going to do the regression up and pull. I'm going to follow the shoe. I just can't. I mean, this is, remember, the small blind is going to be player. Big blind is banker. Man, I can't just stick to one or the other. Because just as soon as I do, then the other side will have that streak and I'll be kicking my ass for not following the shoe. If you follow the shoe, you're guaranteed to hit the streak. Now, you could chop. Loose. It could happen. That's why you got a big bankroll. But when that streak happens, and oh, by the way, it will, I want to be on it. I'm only going to be one behind it. Okay? So let me read a couple things, and then we'll get going. Rick, welcome. First time catching me live. Well, you're catching me at number 19. I got today and tomorrow. But what are you telling me? I'm speaking the truth about being lonely? Oh, yeah. In the grind? Oh, yeah. Been there, done that. It's tough. So you did it for no more than 6 months. Now imagine do that times 4. Now, there are some folks, man, I guess mentally that can do this crap and be lonely and they don't care and all that. But, oh, my God, man. But big roll, Paul, plenty of leverage is the key. It is the key. Along with discipline to win your few bucks and get the hell out. That is the other key. Get out. I ought to have hats or some kind of a t-shirt made that's get out. Okay? So here we go. Let's go ahead and we just set the table. I've got $4,600 as I do most of the time, and I'm going to burn a couple. And whoever's watching me that says I don't burn them right, sorry. Here we go. I want to see which way the shoe is going, so we're gonna do one first. I'm just sitting there watching, right? So there's a 5. There's a 1. So he is going to make sure I've got this right where you guys can see this stuff. I think I'm good right there. Okay, the 5 is going to hit. Okay, so guess what? 5 and 5 is 0, but he still has to hit. So 1. Banker's going to win this one 2 over 0. So we know now that we got to go onto the banker's side. So what I'm going to do is the regression up and pull. I'm going to start with 100 back chips. Let's get them and get out. And then I'll regress to 50, and then we'll start up and pulling. All right, so here we go. There's an 8. Uh-oh. 0. It's over. 8 over 0. So we're on the wrong side of that. No worries. Now let's catch us. Let's go over here to the small blind. Or player. 0. 4. He's got to draw 0. Well, when he has a 4, then he draws through a 2 through 7. Well, it's not a 2 through 7. So he ain't going to draw. So he's going to win 4 over 0. So now we're getting chopped just a little bit early. That's all right. Now, at some point, we may want to go up in our bets, but right now, I'm not worried yet. Okay, so we're just going to shift it back. There's a 7 versus an 8. Yeehaw. 8 over 7. That's it. So we win that one. So now they're going to pay us, and I'm going to pay in greens because I need to regress anyway. So there's the greens. So now we're going to take the 100. We're going to bet 50, and we're going to regress and start up and pull if we can get there. So if he can get on a good roll, that'll be good. 8 and 8 is 6. He will stop. So there's a 5, but he has to hit because he has a 5. He stops, but he has a 5, so he'll hit. So he's going to lose this one. 8, 9, 10, 11, so 3. He would have lost either way. So the player is sort of going back and forth right at the moment. But we did net 50 on that last hand. We're still down, but we netted 50 on that last hand. So now we'll bring out another 100 and go over to the player and see if we can catch a streak with this guy. There's an 8. That's a good 6. Natural 8. 8 wins. 8 over 6. So we got that one. Well, again, pay in greens. Okay, we'll put this back, and then we will regress, and we'll bet 50. Let's see if he can get on a little streak. I'm looking at my camera while I'm doing this. Looks pretty decent, I guess. 7. Ooh, that's pretty good. 7 versus 5. Now, he's not going to draw, but he has to because he's got a 5. That puts him at a 1. Player's going to win again, 7 over 1. So now we win the 50. Now we're going to start upping and pulling. So now, I mean, you could up and pull 50. You could do whatever you want to do, but I'm going to go by 25s for a second. I'm just going to up and pull by 25. I know you're saying I got a big bankroll. I could be putting 200 down, upping and pulling blacks. I could, but I'm not today. Today, this is how I'm doing it. Okay, 0, 2. 0 has to hit. He's got a 5. Well, anytime he has a 0 to 2, it doesn't matter. He's going to draw. So we got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He's got a 2. 4. So that's a 6. He's going to win 6 over 5. That sucks, but that's the rules. Okay, so we lose that. We come back out. I'm going to do something here. Yeah, we come back out on the banker for 100. There's a 4, 3. The 4 is going to hit. Okay, remember, when he has a 3, I told you the 38 special was backwards the other day, and I get dyslexic. But when he has a 3, he will hit. When the banker has a 3, he will hit on anything but the 8. I had it backwards the other day. I just had to hit only on the 8. No. So anything but an 8. Well, that's anything, right? So he has to hit. He has a 7, so he needs a hell of a card. And he didn't get it. So we're going back and forth right now. Okay, this would actually be a pretty good shoe to do. I don't want to say martingale because maybe a ladder, something like that. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and pump this to 2. Okay, see if we can catch just a little streak. We'll go up just a little bit. See what we can catch. There's a 0. There's a 1. There's a 5. He has to hit 0. So we're going to win this one 5 over 1. Okay. So now we will regress. We'll put the 100. Now we're in blacks for a second. Okay. So now we're going to go to 100. Let's see if we can just get us a small streak. Let's see. 0, 2. 4, he has to hit no matter what. 2. So we're going to win 4 over 2. So that's a good thing. So there's 2 in a row for us here. So they're going to pay us 100. Okay. Now I'm going to up. And I'm going to up. I could up this whole thing. I could up this whole thing. And I probably should. But you could. Or you can go up half units. You know, just like you would before. So we're going to rack that up. We're going to go out with 150. We're upping and pulling. This is where we hope we get on a little streak. Uh-oh, that's bothersome. 3. There's a 6. He's going to stop. He's going to, now, if he gets a 6 or a 7, he'll have to take a hit. But right now, he ain't doing squat. He's got to wait. There's the 3. So he will stop because this ain't a 6 or 7. So he's going to win 6 over 3. So our little mini streak stopped. That's too bad. But through that exchange, we did win some money. We just did. So now we're going to go back with a couple hundred. And I think the banker just won that crap, didn't he? Did the banker just win that? Shit, I've lost it already in my head. I think the banker just won that. I think it did. Yeah, okay. Thank you, CC. So we're going to go back over here to banker. So I'm down right now. 6, he'll stop. There's a 5. He's got to hit. 5 and 9. 5, and that's it. We're going to lose. We're going to shift back over. Okay. Now we're in a chop. Okay. Now we're in a chop. And we're in a chop where we're losing. So not a lot. We're probably down 1, 2, 3, 4, about $500. Okay, but I don't want this chop to continue. So just for a little while, now I'm going to ladder just for a second and see if I can grab something there. If something don't happen, we got to figure out our stopping point. Does it matter that I got that much money? There's a 7, there's a 3. So he has a 3, he has a 7, he's going to stop. He has to hit that 3. 3 and 6 is 9. Chop, chop, chop. This is not good for us right now. Okay, so this is why I'm going to go into the ladder. Make a little adjustment. There's a 5. There's a 1. 5 has to hit. Still has a 5. 1 hits. Boom. Loser. Okay, chop again. This is the problem. There's your hole. We're on it right now. Here's our little hole. $5, 0. 5 hits. He's got a 1. That's a bad hit. That's a tie. That's our first tie. 1 over 1. There's a 0. There's a 5. 0 has to hit. He's get a 7. When he has a 0 through 5, he's got to hit. So boom. Hey, we win 1. Okay. There's 5. Like so. Now we're just going to go down 1. I'm in a ladder right now. I'm in a ladder. 0, 1, 8, 1. It's over. Player wins. Okay, there's 4. Drop it down to 3. 8 to 1. We win again. This was the streak that we were looking for. I'm not the ladder versus the up and pull. The up and pull just started getting beat. So it's just one of those conscious decisions that I made that if I was at the table, I'd do the same thing. If I'm getting chopped too bad, I got to change something while I still can. Okay, so that's what we did. Okay, so now we're going to drop it back down to 2. Now, if we were going the other way, 100, we might be betting a couple $100, but we were still down. So I'm not sure where it would be comparative to the 2. But right now, our ladder seems to be doing okay. 0, 6, 9. Boy, you got to love that. And when he has a 6, he will only hit on a 6 or 7, which it wasn't. So we're going to stop there. Player wins. It sort of shifted back over to player, and you got to like that. So now we're going to drop this puppy back down to 1. And looky here. Now, you got to think when you're gambling for a living. Now, was it a big struggle? Nah, but it sort of fucking was. Right? So if we take a check on ourselves, I got $275. That's what I got. Profit right now. So the question is, and I'm going to ask you guys, you have to think. Remember, all you need is $130 to put in the bank. That's all you have to have. The other is 2 more envelopes so you can live a better life. Are you with me? So I've got, it still says 3 waiting. Somebody tell me how many's watching. How many we watching? 22. Oh my God. Okay. So here's the deal. I've already seen a couple people tell me what to do. We got $275. Here's another thing that I really never taught. When, this one guy told me I was on this channel. He said, "Oh, you're not playing with real money." So, bullshit. I play and I teach like I did it for 2 years. So what I'm telling you, the brain is, don't ever get caught up in, I gotta make that goal of 300. I gotta do it. I'm only $25 away. And then the next thing you know, that fucking shoe goes on a tear and you're down $2,000. Don't be stupid. I mean, I'm not calling anybody here stupid. I'm just telling you that 275 is close enough only because we were getting pretty much tore up in these chops. And so I went up and started doing a ladder. There's another lesson. Sometimes change your little strategy right there before you go too far in the tank, and that might help you. Well, it did. We pulled it out. 275. Now, how many people say you'd make the other 25? Paul says bet another 50. One more. So Texas Ron wants one more 25. Take the 250. One guy says bet 50. One guy says, okay. All right. I see what you're saying, Ron. You're like, okay, 250. It's still above. Let's see if I'm reasoning with you correctly. You got 275. You can take 250. Take it to the bank and you're still good. What's one more 25? Okay, I get it. But at the same time, I can say, well, hey, penny saved is a penny earned. But I'm going to do, Texas Ron, what you said. I say stop. That's what I say. I say stop. But you know what? I'm going to listen to somebody else. I'm going to lock up the 250. I don't have 300. This is not guarantee in excess. This ain't to go yet. This is, to me, not a good move. But I'm going to do it. Here you go. There's a 1 versus a 2. The 1 has to hit. There's a 2. He has to hit. 6. He just beat us. Okay, now we're down to 250. Now what do you want to do? Are you with me? When you're close to your goal, write this in your heart. When you're close to your goal, don't go for that last one if you've been getting beat. Okay? Don't do it. Because now we're down 25. Now guess what your brain's going to go? Well, 250. If I went ahead and played 50, then I'm still 200. I've paid my rent. Then your brain starts fucking with you. Next thing you know, you whacked yourself. Okay, I would have took the 275, but I didn't. I listened. We lost another 25. So guess what? We're racking the 250 because it's the smart thing to do. When you gamble for a living, you got to think differently than when you're there for a weekend or a couple days or you're just driving through. You got to freaking think differently. And, you know, that's difficult to do. So we're going to take the 250. And today, we're going to start our bank off. Now remember, we got 200 in there from yesterday. This is for February's bills, right? So if I put 150 in there, let's do that. Let's put 150 in the bank. So now we got $350 towards next month. And remember, this ain't even, well, this is the first of the month. So, hey, we're ahead. We're ahead. 2/1/23, February. Now, we ain't got but 100 left. So, we'll just split it. 50-50. All righty. So now we got 1765 there. That's our fun experimental money, $1,765. And then we're going to put 50 in the savings, which is $1,725 now. Okay? This is another reason. Now remember, but my bills are only $130, Ken. I don't have to put money in these envelopes. Well, let's see. You got $1,700 in that one and about $1,700 in that one. You got $3,400 in 2 envelopes. Are you sort of glad you did? I am, right? Plus that $2,700, it's bills. You got a few dollars tucked away in that because I designed it that way when I set up my bills. I got safety and saving all over the place. Okay? But that's why I've got this set at $300, not $500, like all these other channels are doing. Not that I couldn't get to $500, but I don't need to get to $500. You see, I mean, it sounds good. You know, it sounds good. Hey, we're only going to go after 20% or 10%. We're only going to go after a certain percentage. And we're going to round it to $500 on a $5,000. That's only 10%. Okay? Well, 300's better, especially if you only need 130. So now my goal is 300. I fell short today and I'm bailing out because I didn't like what this shoe was doing, but I still met my goals and still put some in the envelope. When your goal is higher, but a little bit higher than what you have to have, now you have fudge money. And you don't have to ever sit at the table ever again and go, I need one more. That is dangerous. I gotta win one more. No, you don't. No, you do not. You're gambling for a living. You gotta use your head. And that's hard for some folks, right? Using your head. People don't want to use, well, at least, never mind, I won't go there. All right, let's look at this here. California Crash says, run, you bet your butt. William says, walk. Absolutely, Rick says. Yeah, I went over my goal yesterday, Ron. That's the whole point. You're going to go over some days. Some days you might not quite reach it, but it all equals out. I'm over $300 a day if I calculate everything. I promise you for the whole month, I'm over. You know, maybe not a lot, but I am. What do you say, Dow? You're already so close to closing your streak flawlessly. Nothing going to hurt you. Don't matter either way. I'm 19-0. The only thing that would kill my streak is if I lost money and didn't get to put money in the bank. If I don't get to put money in the bank, then that's a losing day. However, even if I would have lost, you know, let's say I would have lost $2,000 today. Let's say I would have lost that whole stack. Well, guess what I can do? It would hurt me. I wouldn't want to do it, but I could take $1,000 from the fund and $1,000 from the savings and put that $2,000 back. Are you with me? I could do that, and it wouldn't hurt me at all. I don't want to do it, but I could. A lot of things you can do when you got multiple envelopes going, man. And that's how you have to think. So that's how Brother Ken thinks anyway. All right, so let me keep reading. Yeah, it really don't matter. I mean, you know, this message is being held for review. It could be such a mind fuck. That's probably why they're reviewing it, because you said fuck. Like I don't. I say it every other word. 25 watching. I don't know why it's still saying 3 waiting. It's got stuck. So let's see, Paul. What game do I like best out of blackjack or baccarat or blackjack or craps? Out of those 3, blackjack. If I'm gambling for a living, we have to, you know, you have to ask me, are we gambling for a living? Yeah, then I'm going to go blackjack. It's just way more good that can happen to me. If I'm just gambling, then, you know, craps is a lot of fun, you know, but there's 3 good ones right there. Blackjack, craps, baccarat. I don't really care what order you put them in. I could take those 3 right there, Paul. Blackjack, craps, and baccarat. Give me my proper bankroll, and I can gamble for a living. I said that to some math guy back when I booted 2 people off my channel. I won't mention who they are, because they ain't worth me mentioning. But they were math people, and they were giving me a rough time. Oh, you can't do it, and you're lying to people, and blah, 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 blah. Horse shit. Kiss my ass. I did it for 2 years. Just by how I'm teaching you guys to do this stuff. Okay? But you give me the proper bankroll, I can take any one of those games and make a living at it. Is it hard? Yes. Shit, if it was easy, everybody'd do it. Hey, Waylon. Waylon sneaks in there. I was looking at your mind thing today, Waylon. I was, you know, maybe roll it out one day. I think I've got it right how you're doing it. It's pretty interesting, though. Hello, Josh, again. Let's see. If you use the RUP first, then the ladder, you could end with a Marty to get the final 25. No need. Josh, there's no need to get that. See, there's the mentality. There's no need for me to get that extra 25. When 275, how much more is 275 than 130? I only have to have 130. I'm already double that with the 275. Why do I have to go for the extra 25? Why? Because it's only 25? There's no reason. You have to have a reason. When you're gambling for a living, you have to have a reason for everything you do. There can be no, what the hell. If you're going to play what the hell willy-nilly, then you use that fun money. If you want to play from the hip and shoot from the hip, I mean, I know you guys see John do it, and there's several people that love shooting from the hip. Well, some of those boys have been getting their ass tore up lately too, ain't they? Because they play willy-nilly. And I know it's different what they're doing versus what I'm trying to teach. But you have to ask yourself, if you've already made twice what you have to make, even though it's 25 short, why go for it? Period. And I get passionate about this, y'all. I do. And I don't mean to. I'm not on anybody's ass, okay? So forgive me if it sounds like I am. But I'm really not. Okay? So Josh, it's when it's time to go, it's time to go. That's all. Let's see here. Oh, love craps, but made more money with better. Yeah, so have I. Blackjack is a cool game if you know what you're doing with it. Waylon, Christ is King, on board with that. You got to be satisfied with the win, no matter if it's $100. It's a fact, Waylon. You know it. Preach it, brother. I'm trying to get this across to people. But it's like anything else. It's not a popular answer. It's not what you hear on other people's channels. You see? It's not. The mentality on most other channels are go for it. Go for it. Yeah, all right, go ahead. But in their defense, in the other channel's defense, they're not trying to teach you how to gamble for a living, are they? They're not. I know John is not. When he's got his daily paycheck and whatever, and all these other channels, they're not trying to teach you how to gamble for a living. They're just trying to teach you how to win more consistently. But even those boys get froggy and they'll jump when they shouldn't. I know it's fun and entertaining and all that. Bad habits sometimes. I really believe that. Now, I know me and other YouTubers disagree, and that's okay. We can disagree without arguing. There's no reason to fuss and fight. Right? But, I see it my way. That's why I'm teaching it my way. And if people don't like my way, then obviously, thank you for watching, but you don't have to. You know what I mean? I'm speaking from experience. The end. I know what I'm talking about. That's it. So, all right. Get off my soapbox here. What's the tattoo on my right arm? That's Yosemite Sam. That one is the Tasmanian Devil. This was my favorite cartoon. This one was my dad's favorite cartoon. I got this not too long after my dad passed away. My dad played piano for Hank Williams Jr. Some of you guys know who Hank Williams, Bocephus. And he played with Hank Jr. He was his piano player for about 13 years. And of course, the doctor told his ass in his late 30s, said, Warren, you keep going on, you'll never make 50. Well, he didn't. He died at 46 years old. And I was only 24. And so I got this tattoo right here from my dad. So there you go. That's what that is. Dice control, Paul, you don't really want to know my thoughts, right? I got a video. I'm not quite as harsh anymore as I was on that very, very, very first video that I did. Anybody with me right now out of the 26 that are watching, remember that very, very first video I did about dice control? Anybody remember that one? Well, to answer your question, Paul, I was a pretty blunt puppy then, and I don't believe in it. To answer your question, I still don't believe it because I just don't think, even if you could throw it once, okay, and it was a perfect, perfect, I don't think you could keep doing it. I just don't. So here's what I say now. If you think you can, then good. Keep going. Do it. Make all the money you can. Some people believe they can. Now, I can't sit here and tell you, as somebody who thinks they can do it, I can't tell you you can or can't. You know what I mean? So I don't necessarily believe in it. To answer your question, I don't believe you can do anything consistent enough just because of the diamonds and all that. But that's just my opinion. Not to get anybody heated up over that. That ain't what I'm doing. I'm answering a question. I don't necessarily believe it. I know Dylan does. Skill and luck. I know he does. We've had discussions over it before. And but just to answer your question, no, I really don't. Yeah, you remember that skill, don't you? But that was a good one. Yeah, I did try it though. Part of it was entertainment value. Part of it was, okay, let me just see for myself, whatever. And so and I have a very short table. I got a 6-foot table. And I was getting on the ends and I was doing everything like I'm supposed to. And sometimes it'd roll. Oh man, that's what it's supposed to do. And sometimes it wouldn't, just like randomness. But at the end of the day, here's what I figured out. It ain't gonna hurt me. That's what I have. There's my final say and my final decision on dice influence and dice control. I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to dog somebody because they like it, do it, believe in it. I'm never going to, because here's the deal. When I grab a set of die and I do all the mechanics and I do all that crap, all right, just because I don't believe in it, it can't hurt you. I mean, the worst case is you're random. You can't be more random. There's no such thing. So if that's the case, you can't be more random, then it can't hurt you. And if it can't hurt you, then to me it doesn't even matter. Do it if you think you can. Don't if you don't. Nothing to argue about. Nothing to get ill about. It can't hurt you. And there's my final position on dice influence and dice control. All right, watch Williams tracking his random rolls. It doesn't matter. I mean, I don't want to get on my channel on that argument. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. It's pointless. So let's not do that. Let's everybody agree that it can't hurt you. The end. Okay. Don't want to go there. Let's see. All right, y'all. Well, let's see. It's been a while. So that's it. Tomorrow I'm going to come up with a finale of some sort. I'm going to try to be somewhat entertaining tomorrow. It's my last show live. There's no reason for me to take it past 20, because 20 represents a full month living near a casino. You work 5 days a week, you're off 2. 5, 10, 15, 20. That's a month. We paid bills. We got money in the bank. We got money in the envelopes. everything from there forward would just be rinse and repeat, getting more boring and more boring and more lonely. And it gets into the grind that is gambling for a living. So I'll end the series tomorrow. So hopefully you guys can join me tomorrow, and I'll end it some way. I have to think about it overnight. But we'll figure it out. And yeah, that's it. So one more look at the board, and then I'm going to close her down. Thank you, Paul. 19 in a row. Yeah, I mentioned brick and mortar, the Indian casinos. Yeah, why not? What's wrong with an Indian casino? I mean, I don't know what you're asking. I mean, it's a brick and mortar. As long as they're doing live stuff, what's the problem? So I'm not really sure. Maybe that ain't exactly what you're asking me, but as long as it's live dealing and live throwing and live whatever, that's all you need. So anyway, we'll talk tomorrow. And so I'm going to go ahead and kill the feed. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I appreciate you. And we'll see you tomorrow. And we'll close this puppy out. So until then, y'all, you be great. See you. Bye.